Hi guys, this is Professor Shah from the Actuarial Academy. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'll be taking the CM1 intro for you. Most of you will be giving CM1 as their first paper or maybe the second paper. So most of you have a doubt that what are papers A and B and what's the composition, what's the weightage, percentage, everything. So I'll cover everything in this video. So let me start off by giving you some basic idea about it, and then I'll discuss some of the syllabus. I will not be teaching any concepts in this video, but this is a really important video for you to get an idea about what the subject is, what you expected from it, etc. So first of all, what is the composition? So the composition is paper A and paper B. You'll have to appear two papers, and the weightages will be 70% and 30%. Now, what are weightages? Does it mean that the paper A will be of 70 marks and paper B will be of 30 marks? So no, you're wrong. So here I've made a note for you. Both papers will be of 100 marks each, and 70 and 30 are the weightages given to them. So now you may ask, what is weightages? What does this mean? So I'll explain. So first of all, let's say in paper A you scored 60 marks. Okay. And let's say in paper B, you scored 50 marks. So now, what will be your total? So paper A has a weightage of 60%, which is into 70%. Sorry, weightage of 70%, which will give you a total of 42 marks from paper A. And paper B has a weightage of 30%. So this will give you 15. So a total you'll get of 57 marks. Similarly, if these figures were different, let's say it was here 80 and here 70, then it would give you a total of 56 here and 21 here, which would give you a total of 77. So that depends on how you score. But now you'll ask, okay, so we know how we can score marks, but how much do we need to pass? So generally, the passing marks range between 55 to 60. But for for safety purposes and for not to take a risk, we always assume that the passing is 60. Got it? Please do not consider the passing to be 55. It is risky because it is rarely ever 55. It's generally around 58, 59, sometimes 60. So please assume it to be 60 and study accordingly. Because if you assume less and the passing percentage is higher, you will repent it. So please, I'll request this again. Consider the passing marks as 60 only, not less. Okay. First, second, what are the exam timings? That is, what is the paper length? So for paper A, the length is 3 hours and 20 minutes. You have 3 hours and 20 minutes to write the paper, and after that you will have 30 minutes upload time. Similarly, for paper B, it is 1 hour 50 minutes and 30 minutes. Got it? Now I'll cover what I'm going to say next in the videos in the later half when I'll tell you how to write papers. But I feel it's important to specify, so I'll do it. Do not write, do not write anything during the upload time. Do not write during upload time. Why? Because this upload time is given after the paper is ended, only for students to upload their paper. It is not given for you to write. If you do write in this time, the IFOA will consider that you've taken extra time, which is not allowed, and you will be given a 0. So please, it's very, very important. Please do not write in the upload time. It's going to be a huge problem for you. Also, I think I missed a point here about what the paper A and paper B are. So paper A is a theory paper. It's on Word. Now, when I say theory, it does not mean it's question and answers. No, no. It's still mathematical sums and theorems, etc., proofs, everything. But it is a typed paper. It is, you have to write the entire formulas on Word as you would have written on paper. Hence, we call it a theory paper, because the second paper is a practical paper. That is, it is solved on Excel. So you will be given questions and they will be designed accordingly so that you can solve them on Excel. So these are the two papers. And what are the exam dates? So the exam dates are 11th April 2022 and 12th April 2022. I have already opened a page for you guys. So here, as you can clearly see, April 2022 exams. exam times. Okay, so first of all, it's Monday 11th April, CM1A, the A paper. Tuesday 12th April, CM1B, the B paper. And the start timings are in UK 8 to 10, so it may vary. We'll discuss this when the start timings are officially out. And the exam bookings will be open from 7th Feb for the members and from 14th February for the non-members. And the bookings will close on 25th February. So just still like 3 or 4 months to that. So don't worry about it from right now. And by then you will have completed most of your portions, so you won't have to worry. Also, one small little thing, these dates never change, but there is a small possibility that these dates may change, but they'll be close by, so you don't have to worry about that for right now. Okay. So now that's done. Now I'll come to the main thing, the portion. What's the CM1 portion? So now most of you know that CM1 was not actually a paper like this in the old portion. In the old portion, there are two papers, the CT1 and the CT5. Now, in the new syllabus, they have combined these two papers, the CT1 and the CT5, and together it is the CM1. Okay, so now you're actually studying for two papers. So first of all, but don't worry about that. CT1 is really easy. I mean, CT1 is very, very easy. Very easy. It's just some concepts and then it's mathematical, it's a bit repetitive. And with practice, you will get very comfortable with it. Uh, so the first 14 chapters come from the CT1 syllabus. The next 14 chapters come from the CT5 syllabus. Now we'll go through this one by one and you'll understand that what it comprises of. Don't worry, this is just an intro video. You may not understand all the concepts right now. I'm just giving you a brief overview. And by the time we are done with the portion, it will be really easy for you. Right now, this may look like a lot of information together. So don't get scared by this. This is just an intro video. Okay. So CT1, the first 14 chapters. Now, what does CT1 comprise of, right? So first thing is it's the time value of money. Now, as you know, like there are interest rates, discount rates, annuities. Now, as you all may know, that the value of money does not stay the same over time. For example, if you have a 100 rupee note today, the amount of commodities that you can buy today and a year from now or 2 years from now will be different. You will probably be able to buy less in the future. This is because of concepts like inflation. I'll explain all of this in the further videos. Uh, so that is why the interest rates and discount rates come into the picture. They just give you an accurate time value of money. That is what is the value of money at a particular date. If you have a particular, for example, I'll give you an example. This is getting confusing for you guys. So if you have 100 rupees a year from now, interest rates and discount rates help you to calculate what is the value of that 100 rupees today. Is it 95? Is it 90? Is it 110? Whatever. So that's where all these concepts come in. Annuities are basically annual payments or monthly regularized payments that you make to someone, and at the end of it, you receive a fixed amount. So it's basically like you get saving each month or each year, and at the end of a certain amount, let's say 5 years or 10 years, you receive a total big amount, and you can use this for whatever you need. People generally sometimes use annuities for small savings to buy cars and or maybe even houses. That depends. It's not necessary to do that. You can even use it as savings. There's no necessity in that. Okay. The second big topic is project appraisal. So now, what is project appraisal? You make interest rate, discount rate annuities. You must have heard in your 11th, 10th standard. But this project appraisal is a totally new topic for you. Most of you may not have even heard of it before. So I'll give you a brief overview. We'll go through this in the further chapters. So cash flow projection. Every company has certain cash flows like incomes and expenses, right? So now you have to determine when those incomes will come to the company, when the company will have to pay those expenses, so that you can find a total present value for your company. Now, what is present value? Present value and accumulated value, all of these are the concepts of time value of money. That is, if you have one amount of money at a certain time in the future, what is its value today? That is the net present value. Okay, I'll go through this in more detail in later. Okay, Don't worry. What is the internal rate of return? So every company undertakes a lot of projects, right? Like for example, if there is L&T, the infrastructure company, it will not just make one road, right? It will be making a lot of roads, bridges, and various things. So internal rate of return is the return that the company is earning from each of these projects. Okay. So now, for example, in the bridge department, in one bridge, it is earning 14%. So that is its internal rate of return for that project. Okay. Reddington's immunization theory. This is the most important part of CP1 and probably the one with the highest weightage. I will go through the weightages and marks distribution in the further when we are done with the CP1 syllabus, because right now it's too much for you and you will not understand anything. So Reddington's immunization theory has three main concepts: volatility, BMT, that is discounted mean term, and convexity. Now, what are these three? These three help you to determine what portfolio to hold, what assets to hold, so as to make be ready to pay all your liabilities in time. As I said, you have cash flows, you have income flows and expenses flows. But what happens if all your expense flows are before your income flows? How will you pay them? You won't be able to do that, right? So this theory helps you to immunize yourself against these things and also helps you to immunize yourself against small changes in interest rates. Now, what is all that? Why don't worry, it will come in the future. It's basically, in simple words, it's very important, especially for those who are going to go in the finance world. These questions do get asked in interviews. So when we go through this, do pay attention. It's important. Okay. Now, that's the end of CT5 for now. Oh, sorry, that's the end of CT1 for now. Now we'll go to CT5, life insurance. First of all, I can't emphasize this enough. CT5 life insurance is very, very important. As actuaries, we are bound to go into the insurance field, and life insurance is a big part of it. So do not ignore this. Do not take it lightly. Even in interviews, even in your work, everywhere, the life insurance concepts which we will learn are going to be used a lot. So, okay. Now I'll explain what the portion is. So for CT5, the types of contract, there is basically first the types of contracts and modalities. So what are these? First of all, you must have heard about insurance, right? Like for example, when you take out insurance and the person who has taken out insurance dies, the family receives money. So what is that? Those are assurance contracts. They assure that on the death, there will be a payment. What are annuity contracts? So I'll give you an example. Have you heard of pensions? You have, right? See, everyone has heard of pensions. So what are pensions? Pensions pay you regular payments at pre-decided same intervals of time. That is, for example, pensions. Most of the pensions pay every month. So these are annuity contracts. So they and when is this pension received till? From the date the person retires till the date he dies, right? So an annuity life contracts are contracts where you get payments till the day you die. What are with profit contracts? This is a bit heavy topic, and I I'll try to give you a brief, but I'm not going very deep into it because you'll get confused. So when you pay premiums to an insurance company, it invests those premiums somewhere, right? Now, for example, if the insurance company assumed that they'll earn 4% returns on those investments, but instead ended up earning 6%. So they earned an extra 2%, right? They made extra profits. So now the insurance company do have an option to share these benefits with the policyholders because they have made extra money than they had thought of. So it's pretty obvious that some of these money should go back to the policyholders, and that's where the with profits contracts come in. Got that? This is difficult, no, right? Okay, if you have any confusion, you can text me later. I'll be sure to reply as soon as possible. Premiums and reserves. Now, this is an important topic because first of all, every insurance company, every contract requires premiums, right? For example, if you're taking an assurance contract, when you die, you get a benefit payment, a huge payment. But why will the insurance company give it to you? Will they give it for free? No, right? You need to give them something in return. So what is that something in return? Those are premiums. So now calculating these premiums is a big part of our syllabus. And what then there's a concept called as gross premium reserves. Now, what are gross premium reserves? So sometimes, the insurance company, they predict that how many people will die. Okay, so they predict it, right? I'll just write it down for you. That's expected. Let's say they expected 100 deaths, but actually they ended up having 150 deaths. So now, if they had expected 100 deaths, they had charged premium accordingly, right? Right? You get it? I'll write it down for you. Premium based on 100 deaths. Sorry, that's really bad handwriting. I'll just change it. 1 second. Struggles. Right? But now they've charged the premiums based on 100 deaths. But now they have to pay benefits to a 150 policyholders, right? Now, where does that money come from? Now, as soon as the company realizes that they have underestimated the number of deaths, they realize that they do not have enough money to pay all the policyholders. So what will they do? Oh, they'll have to create a reserve, because if they do not, then they won't have enough money to pay all the death claims, right? So that's where the calculation of reserves comes in. Don't worry, we'll go through this in the future. Exactly how do we calculate this? What are the considerations? What is this? How does this expected number come from? And obviously where the actual number comes from. So relax. Joint contracts. Now, what a joint contract? So sometimes most of the people take policies individually, right? For example, you insure your own life, but sometimes couples insure both their lives together. That is as a couple. So that is a joint life contract. Got it? This is because sometimes one of them dies first. So what happens if, let's say, only the male was insured, the female wasn't insured, and the female dies? There'll be no benefits paid to the male person on the death of the female. Hence, sometimes they take joint life so that if either of them dies, the second one has financial security and does not have to, does not have any problems in the future. What is last survivor? So sometimes it is similar to joint life, except here the benefits are paid to the sons or dependents when both of them are dead. So it's a policy taken based on if both of them die, then the benefits will be placed. Got it? Reversionary benefits. Reversionary benefits are somewhere similar to joint life, somewhere similar to last survivor. It is the benefits paid on the death of one to the second partner, and so on. I'll explain how these work in the future chapters. Right now, you just need to know all these three are based on the death of one of the two partners or both of the partners. Then there are some other concepts. These are mortality profits, competing risks, unit link contracts, and profit testing. Now, all these are words you are like, oh, what are these words? Where did they come from? Then there was nothing related to this. So now, sorry about that. Okay, so where was I? Yeah. So all these concepts, they are not yet, you won't get them yet because all these concepts are based on all these concepts, and that will take time for you. So the basic idea is they are based on insurance companies, and they help you to determine the profits, and they help you to determine how to, go through charging your premiums, making your reserves, and how the insurance company does business, life insurance companies do business. And it's a really an interesting, these are really interesting topics, and you will have a lot of fun doing these with me. So let's do it. Okay. And one more thing. So if you have any doubts, you can call me or text me. I'll just write my number down. It's already there on the LinkedIn, but I'll just write it down for you guys. 98678353339. 3. This is 6. Okay. This is my number. If you need anything, you can call me or drop a text. It's preferable if you drop a text. I'll tell you when to call, because sometimes I may be in a video recording and I may not be able to answer at the same time. Okay, so that's great. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Have fun.